Hi, I'm XENA, and I'm Gabrielle. And it's been some time since we've done a YouTube live stream or anything like this on YouTube. Today's top underwarp is going to be an earnest underwarp about a hater. Now, we aren't going to mention any names. We're not going to mention any places, steads of business, steads of learning, or anything that the hater can, use and try to say we're violating privacy. So this hater has been on Twitter for some time, who obviously never was a good friend to begin with, was a bad friend. They say it's lies, but we know what it is. Said they can't be friends with Dwayne and muted him, blocked him on Twitter. And then later on, this is like yesterday, says we're done, we can't be friends anymore, and then tells YouTube, oh, we invaded privacy. Well, I don't really see, okay, that hater is a sad woman. All right. She doesn't know how to be a friend to anyone. To get angry at someone who's role playing, to get angry at someone who has a YouTube channel with XENA, Warrior Princess, I don't understand it. Obviously, the hater has issues. She has issues. Now, you might ask yourself why we're not mentioning names, since we don't want the hater to come back and claim this movie was infringing upon her privacy or something that we all know it wasn't. The movie in question is no longer on YouTube anymore. How am I planning on doing this for? I don't know, maybe some hours or so. I don't know. We keep worrying that in 46 hours, YouTube's going to do something to us. But the movie that was reported on has been removed since yesterday. So YouTube's not going to do anything. So this underwarp is about bad friends on YouTube, on Twitter, wherever. Men and women who don't know how to be friends, who are being mean to others, who are untrue, who don't keep their oath, try to flag you for violating community guidelines, who mute and block you on Twitter, who can't be friends with you anymore for sad reasons when you didn't do anything wrong. Yeah. So, in life, both on the under the interweb and off the interweb, there are bad friends. There are friends who aren't really friends, but are actually truly are foes. But they make you think they're friends. They start out being all friendly and everything. Hi, CK Smith 08. They start out being friends, and then over time they start showing you how they really feel, how they really act. You do something wrong, you say you're sad about it, they forgive you, or they say they forgive you, but really they don't. And which say you're like role playing right now, like Dwayne's role playing or show playing as me and Gabrielle. The hater or haters or foes will get angry, say they can't say, and they look at this YouTube channel, they'll get angry. Now, we have shown other YouTubers, our followers on Twitter, I've shown this channel to them, and they have liked it. They didn't get angry at all. See, the hater in question basically was pissed off when she asked us who Dwayne's real true name was. And he said he was Dwayne. He was a fan, a follower of XENA. He role-played as XENA on Twitter and YouTube. And everything was okay. There was still, tweeting going on and messages. And then that Friday, everything's good. We're in a role play. And then we find out we're muted and blocked. And when we imply into it, it's like, oh, well, you role play and you got XENA on your YouTube channel. I can't be your friend anymore. Never really gave a good explanation. So then after a week, she talks to us again, and it's the same saga and tale. The Dwayne's in that. She can't be friends with Dwayne. Dwayne's whatever. Can't be friends with him. He's got relationship bind, making up shit because she doesn't know anything about us. So it is what it is. Kind of sad. And the point to not mentioning any names, usernames, or mentioning any steads of business, steads of learning, is so the hater can't say that we were violating their privacy. How some haters are like, they want to try to censor you. They will try to false flag you to YouTube. That happened yesterday. The hater, that's what we'll call her, says we infringed upon her privacy, and then we had to remove one of our movies, yesterday. And luckily we removed it. YouTube gives you about 2 days to remove a movie that someone reported for violating or infringing upon one's privacy. And if you don't remove it or undo it, then they start reviewing it after that. Well, we removed a movie, so no strikes against us, no good standing gone. And then she, and I have an idea she probably still, because we made a mistake. Our mistake was showing a YouTube channel. Dwayne's mistake was saying who he really was. Or I think maybe she had binds, that she's the one that has binds, and she's the one that needs to grow up. Didn't like being seeked wrong with. We seeked wrong with her for her behavior on Twitter and YouTube. She didn't like that and claimed we were telling untruths about her. Well, when somebody mutes and blocks you on Twitter for no point after you show them a YouTube channel and then tells them they can't be friends with you anymore, then obviously there's something wrong with them. Oh, hi, CK Smith 08, if you're still on. So Gabrielle says it was, so we're doing this YouTube live stream for how long? I don't know. As you know, the sun's shining out our window, and that's why the movie looks the way it does. But enough about the hater. Haters want you to talk about them. Haters want you to, be afraid of them. Haters want you to live in fear of what they might do to you on YouTube or Twitter or Instagram or Facebook or VidMe or Daily Motion or whatever, or Curious Cat Me. They want you to be afraid of what they're going to do. They don't want you to, call them out on their behavior, And the sad thing is that the hater also convinced other followers on YouTube, XENA Warrior, to also block and mute us. So it gets to the point where this hater actually tells other followers what to do, and they do it. Pretty sad, but it is what it is. Yeah, Instagram is also another website too. The only accounts we actually have is YouTube, Twitter, Curious Cat Me, and we don't got nothing on Daily Motion, nothing on VidMe, nothing. We don't have no Facebook anymore. So, but that's how it goes. And maybe we were wrong for mentioning certain things. That was our mistake in the movie, but it wasn't like we were invading privacy or anything. Maybe we did mention certain things and that was our mistake, but it is what it is. So how it is in daily life, both on the outer web and off it. You come across men and women who are nice, good, can be friends, some of them who are actually foes, but you don't know it yet. And we really don't need anyone like that. And we hope that she stays away from our YouTube and away from our Twitter and away from our Curious Cat Me. And she wants nothing to do with it, but that's fine. We want nothing to do with her anymore. Why? She was a bad friend. She knows she was. She knows that she's going to treat men and women that way, both on and off the line. She shouldn't have friends. It is what it is. So anyway, I guess we've been going on for about 9 minutes, and we only have Mother only got one follower on, CK Smith 08. Yeah, Xena says, we just had to get this movie out here. there is ways to talk about someone without them knowing you're talking about them. You just don't mention their name. You don't mention their username. You don't mention what country they live in or where they go to work or where they go to learn. You know, that we should have just, done that. But it is what it is. Now, I know that I work at YouTube, Gabrielle says, but I was off on Monday. So it wasn't me that had to deal with that evasion privacy review. Apparently, we removed a movie. She was basically trying to hurt our YouTube channel. We had to remove the movie in 46 hours. That's like 2 days. So the movie's gone. So YouTube isn't going to do anything since the movie isn't there anymore. But we were afraid that YouTube was going to do something to us. And we're still afraid that YouTube's going to do something. But if the movie is no longer on YouTube or any other website, then they can't say anything. That's right. Now, let's get on to something else here. Something else that we wanted to mention here is that here's another. This is going to probably be a better underwarp to talk about now, if you understand what underwarp is topic. Anyway, so one time there was today is the 25th anniversary of XENA when it first premiered. So it's a big thing. Everybody's talking about it. But when it comes to the disses, one time we got this Anchor Bay XENA DVD from Games Again, but it wasn't the normal one. It was one of those deluxe director cuts where they give you like 2 bonus feature disses, and then they cut half of the episodes away. So your best bet is to go with the normal Anchor Bay or the normal great TVshows.com one. Hold on, it's getting hot in here. Better turn on the fan. You gonna turn on the fan? Hold on, I'm gonna do it, Xena says. Now you probably do hear the fan running now. So, hi. Hi there. Was that D Cute? I guess D Cute or DD Cute, I guess. The last time we did a YouTube live stream, we thought you were angry and mad at us. That we had 2 different, wins, fought or take on liberals, and we thought that, you were angry. But it turns out you're not. So that's the end of that. It is what it is at that point. But we're getting we started watching XENA on DVD. When did we start? May. Yeah, we're here in September. We're finally on season 6. So that's a big thing. And just in case you wonder what's on the greattvshow.com universal releases of it, just the episodes, index. Maybe you got a select screen, episode index, preview. That's like for the previews that start before the show even starts. And that's about it in closed caption, except for season 6. The season 6 disc does not have it in closed caption. So I don't know about the Anchor Bay ones, but I know that one doesn't have it. Oh, hello. You're finally on here. One of my other followers. Who is that guy? Who's that mother? I don't know. I forget. I think it's what is it? Canvas? Yeah, it's Canvas. One of our followers. who's a show player, and she's also a singer. And she also, is inspired, that she also wants to work and try to get Xena back on. So like so many other men and women out there who want to try to get Xena back in some form. But why do you think, Mother, it's hard to get Xena back? I don't know. It's like it was like Comcast, NBC Universal, and Renaissance Pictures were going to do it in 2015 AD. And then it got pushed back to 2016 AD. And then the head booker and the head writer, then the head booker and the showrunner left. And then one of the show players, Katrina Hall, pulled out on Xena, and they just said, F it. But that doesn't mean there aren't still Xena followers out there who are still trying to get, somebody to have some thrill in getting Xena back. Go on Twitter, go on YouTube, and you're going to see men and women talking about how they love Xena, they want Xena back. Maybe the reboot won't happen, but if we push hard enough, maybe you'll get a renew. X-Files got renewed. Red Dwarf got renewed. So it is what it is. Even Charm's getting a reboot. But that's pretty sad given the fact that you would think, yeah. So if X-Files could get renewed and Red Dwarf could come back renewed for it, well, why not my show? Oh, yeah, 24 also got renewed as well. Okay, I forgot all about that. All right. Everyone says, what's the difference between a reboot and a renew? Well, a renew is where the show continues where it left off at, where a reboot means you just go back and you start over again, undoing everything that happened before or ignoring or retelling the saga or tale, But anyway, I think they should, yeah. That's hard to say who would be good show players for me. Xena says, as the saga and tale goes, it was originally supposed to be Nevessa, yeah, Nevessa. I can't say her name right. Nevessa Angel was normally set to be Xena, but something happened. She got ill and she couldn't do it. And Lucille Lawless was the understudy, the show player who would be picked in case somebody couldn't go on. And that's how it happened. But, somebody's going to eventually do the show. Hallmark could probably do the show. Hallmark might pick up the rights to it. Only they might just call it Xena, and that'd be it, Like I'm thinking, maybe we could have, Kate McGovern, if anyone's familiar with her. She usually worked on Merlin and a couple other shows. Or you could either have Angelina Jolie. So anyone knows. And for me, Gabrielle says the show player normally going to play me. She couldn't leave the United States to go to New Zealand, so that's why Evelyn Renee O'Connor got picked instead. It was that convenient. That's a saga until I hear. Well, I had 3 followers. At least I had 4. Now I'm back to 2. Why am I... What's going on here? So it is what it is at that point. But I'll read what it says here. Yeah, I like to see Amazon or Netflix. Most likely, if Xena did get picked up, if my Force Seer show got re-picked up again, it would probably be on Netflix or Hulu as the original show. For some reason, I just, the other networks probably wouldn't touch it. It would be like Hulu or Netflix probably. At least those are 2 we have. See, we had Amazon once, but it was so mismanaged. It was so unorganized. First, there was first you would think that your service fee would cover everything. No, you had to rent things from them. And some shit was unavailable. Some stuff you had to buy. It was like all messed up. So I would say Netflix or Hulu, at least that that you would be able to see the show in its entirety. You wouldn't have to worry about stuff. So I would think either Hulu or Netflix if it ever did come back. Most likely, I don't know if it will or not. I do have a Twitter, that Xena Pappas at Twitter, where I Twitter all the things that's going on in my life. So if anybody wants to add on the followers there. Speaking of that, I'm gonna go check on that real quick. What do you want to do, mother? What I gotta do, Gabrielle? You gotta check on Twitter. What I gotta do that for? Because I gotta check on Dylan, my son. Oh yeah. Let's go do this. I don't mean to do that. Let's go check on Twitter real quick and see what we got going. I have a Twitter too. You know. Well, right now we have. I'll probably have to eventually got to get to this. Here we go. And some men and women might ask, oh, why don't we put anything on Twitter? Well, you know, movie-wise, we don't have Periscope. So the only way we could do it, was take from YouTube and then put on Twitter, but we don't do that. You know, plus the sad thing is we got a Google Chrome-based computer with Google Chrome OS. And unless it comes from the Google Web Store, it's not going to run. So unless Apple and Google have some type of agreement to have Periscope on Google Web Store, it's not going to run. And just to get a small movie on YouTube, on Twitter, that's kind of dumb. I think that Twitter should have their own movie source. You know, where you can make your own movies instead of using third-party stuff, like Apple's Macintosh Periscope or whatever, you know. Okay, that's fine. Goodbye. Well, it is what it is at that point. So we talked about our hater. We talked about the box set, and we also talked about if Xena should come back. I think, as my mother said, I think our show should come back. One day it should. You know, when is it going to come back? We don't know. But I think if the Xenonites I think if they're persistent about it and they try to get the right men and women to look at them, you know, the thing is that I don't know. You know, I would like to say that our show would be redone in some form or another, but I don't know if it will. And I know that some Xenonites out there would say that as being bad, but I just don't really know if it will come back or not. Not that I have hope for it. I mean, but it is what it is. Well, I had at least, how many followers did I have at one point? I'm going to say 4 or 5. Now I'm back to 1. So it is what it is at that point. Yeah. It goes, yeah, I agree. The reboot should have a Xena series with new show players. Yeah, exactly. That's probably what's going to end up happening if it does happen. Is that Hallmark or someone's going to get the rights to it. Or, you know, and plus it's going to look, this is what it's going to look like. Okay, Renaissance Pictures ran from 1975 80 until 2010 80 normally, when it was first independent, then owned by MDC, then owned by RCA, then owned by Virtual Media, then owned by Virtual Universal, General Electronics, and eventually owned by Comcast, and it was shut down. Then it was reopened from 2005, 1580 to 2018 AD. So it's just going to look really weird if they reopen it again just to do that show again. But I think someone is going to do it. Hallmark will probably do it. You know, Hallmark does make shows all the time. You know, little runs off, like the Hercules miniseries or Aladdin the Death Lamp, for example. So I do eventually think that it'll be picked up. And I know that some men and women out there might not be happy. It might not be the show players that they want, but it'll probably be good enough. And if it did come back, I would be happy. You know, I would be happy no matter how it came back. You know, but that's just me. I can't speak for the other XENA Knights out there, or XENA followers, or whatever they want to call themselves. You're right, Mother. You're definitely right. A lot of them out there would basically, some of them, a big some of them would would not like it, if would like the reboot or renew, and other ones wouldn't. So it all depends. Yeah, and I guess the Lucille Lawless coming in every once in a while, I guess, would work too. You know, even though I really think she should host Monday Night Raw. I mean, she's a wrestling fan, obviously. She is. Ash vs. Evil Dead constantly always mentioned WWE in certain episodes, so it is what it is. So Beth Phoenix had an interview with her back around 2007 and 2008 AD, back when she was working on Battlestar Galactica. And they're talking about the similarities between the fan bases and how WWE fans would probably like Battlestar Galactica and back and forth. And she does mention how she was a wrestling fan, how she liked Rick Rude. But WWE can never seem to be able to book her. It's either she's too already booked, or they can't get enough Weird Guild, or whatever the case is. You know? It would be cool to get to see her host Monday Night Raw. That'd be really good. I mean, it is what it is. But now at one point I had at least maybe 3 or 4 followers. Now I'm down to only 1. So I don't really know what's going on at this point. It's one of those YouTube mistakes that plagues Google Hangout and YouTube live stream. It makes you, when you get followers coming on, it makes you think you're losing them all. You know? And normally by rights, this is usually what will happen. Now I know that we're not the most name-known YouTuber out there, and when somebody sees it, they go, well, it's just going to be 2 dolls here and somebody's show playing. You know? It is what it is. So, anyway, how long am I going to do this for? Well, it's 5:45 right now. I could probably run it for another hour, maybe into 6. But by 7, I'd probably have to eventually stop. You know? I know men and women who run their YouTube live streams for sundry hours, but that would not be possible for us. And we don't even know if any of we know 1 follower left. She had to go do something. So, but as far as where the other ones went to, where DQ went to, we don't know. Where the other ones, where they went to, I have no idea. All I do know is that CK Smith 08's still on, or somebody's still on. YouTube said you got 1 follower, but no one thumbed it up. But it is what it is. You know. So, yeah. We started, you know. So it kind of is what it is at that point. I don't even know if anybody's still on her. I mean, okay, I got 1 follower on here. And yeah, well, I know. You got to try to do something or you start losing them. You know how boring our stuff is. So we go on. So it is what it is at that point. Or maybe I should just end it. I don't know. Am I going to get any more followers and that's going to come on? Well, 1's still watching, but no one's thumbed it up. Yeah, that's right. So it is what it is. Now, the other thing is that if we do this movie, we're doing it tonight, then that means we won't have to do one until Friday then. It would just freed us up. Yeah, I did make a movie talking about how the YouTube copyright system is messed up, how anyone can make a false copyright claim on anyone's movie, and it doesn't matter if they don't own the material in the movie or not. You know, so it's kind of sad. but it's probably always been that way. So, like, for example, someone could come in and claim that they own these dolls, when we all know these dolls were individually made by Toy Biz for individual use. But anyone could go out there and claim, oh, well, Lucille Lawless gave me this as a gift. So, or Evelyn Linnea O'Connor gave me this as a gift. And I'm going to see it. And they go onto a channel that's got really a lot of followers or a lot of watch time reviews and then say, flag, that's my doll. You know, and then YouTube's going to go, okay, you're telling the truth. But sometimes these men and women are not telling the truth, you know. And I know you're thinking, Gabrielle, you work for YouTube. Yeah, well, I can seek wrong with the subsidiary. And there are certain things about it that aren't right, and the copyright thing is one of the things that ain't right. So I guess that's it. Nobody else is coming on my YouTube live stream. For those who did, hello, Xena. No, I'm not angry, my friend. You wear a Bud Light shirt. So anyone who had come on, thank you for everybody who did come on. And if anybody else is still here, but doesn't look like it now. I mean, I got one follower still on. No activity going on in the talk box at all. And no thumb up. How did I bloody lose everyone? I know one had to leave, but then everybody else started pulling out too. I don't know. Yeah, I guess if I was some name-known YouTuber, that probably wouldn't do that. I don't know. Well, it is what it is at that point. I want to thank everyone for coming on here. For those who did talk in the shout-out box. For those who did... Well, nobody thumbed it up. Yeah. Oh, come on. Nobody thumbed it up. And now we're back to the one user who's watching but not saying anything. So there was this one time we're on YouTube live stream, and I swear I'm telling the truth here, Xena says, as God is my onlooker. There was this one user, this one follower, all they did was watch. They didn't rate the movie. They didn't say nothing in the shout-out box. I'm not making it up. That actually did happen once. Well, it looks like nobody else is going to say anything or do anything. No one's going to thumb it up. I guess just better end it here. So it is what it is. I'm Xena Warrior Princess, Xena Pappas, Xena Venfipolis. I'm Gabrielle, the battling bard. Yeah. Amazon Princess, Amazon Queen, Gabrielle Cuniston. Hope you like this YouTube live stream. Goodbye.